it's just going to be like babysitting. Really, that's all it's going to be. You're not going to have qualified teachers in teaching a math class or, or a geometry class or anything like that, or a science class. You're just going to have a teacher. And that's not the way to get a real solid education. I've heard teachers who've taken AP kids, they're going to be taking them out of here and going to Clovis. So, and other teachers and parents are not going to be bringing their kids to school at all.
Thank you, Mr. Fabella.
Thank you.
Beverly Fitzpatrick, followed by Bernadette Planting.
Good evening, board. And I was going to say superintendent, and he walked out. Many friends in this room. I retired from teaching in Fresno Unified in 2010 and have been doing other things than education work, but working with the homeless in Fresno. But I'm here tonight because this is close to my heart. And some of us are holding this little sign up because we're disturbed that the superintendent and the board hasn't acted after Mr. Ashjian decided to make his comments public like they came from this wonderful school district. And I realize that we cannot take away his position. It's an elected position. But there is no reason that he should still be president of this board. Please act. Do something. At least tell us something. Thank you.
Mr. Bernadette Planting, followed by Jennifer Blackman.
Hi, my name is Bernadette Planting, and I am also here asking why there has been no action taken. Mr. Ashjian, the things that you said, the things that you believe to be true, you have the right to your beliefs, but in the position you're in, you're making a statement to children, to young, very impressionable people. I'm not sure you understand the impression you're leaving. I can tell you, though, that in 1974, when I was 16 years old, a 14-year-old friend of mine, a boy in the neighborhood, hung himself, and I found him swinging from a belt. And it leaves an impression you'll never forget. I can tell you, though, that I vowed that day. See, I had been told by him things that were being said to him by other adults and other children about who and what he was. And I guess I just wasn't old enough or wise enough yet to know that I should have spoken up then. But I vowed when he died that I would never keep my mouth shut again when I heard hate spouted from someone that was not supposed to be spouting such a thing. Thank you.
Please hold your applause. Jennifer Blackman, followed by Bishop Westbrooks.
Good evening. Thank you for allowing me to speak. My name is Jennifer Blackman, and I am a rainbow mom and aunt. My daughter is pansexual. My niece is a lesbian. They are beautiful, intelligent young women. They are driven to follow Gandhi's words to be the change that they wish to see in the world. They are not abominations, damaged, or even misguided. They were not molded to be LGBTQ by sex education classes. They were born that way. Mr. Ashjian said, "My biggest fear in teaching this, which we're going to do because it's the law, but you have kids who are extremely moldable at this stage. And if you start telling them that LGBT is okay and that it's a way of life, well, maybe you swayed the kid to go that way." Mr. Ashjian, it is absolutely okay to be that way. Because of Mr. Ashjian's comments, as a person in position of power, those comments serve to validate bigotry and hatred, and our LGBTQ students are at risk, and this is shameful and disgraceful. As a rainbow parent, we're not trying to remove Christian beliefs, as was compared by Mr. Ashjian, who said they are trying to make people of faith second-class citizens as they seek to silence our voices in the public square, just like what my grandparents and millions of other grandparents had to endure at the hands of the Ottomans before escaping to America. We are simply asking that our kids' inherent worth and dignity be respected. Recently, we've had a bullying at Bullard High School of a lesbian student. We just heard about the Safe Place initiative in our schools. Unless Fresno Unified makes a hard stand and says all students are equal, worthy, and safe, By removing Mr. Ashjian, my daughter and niece and LGBTQ students throughout Fresno will be at risk of bullying and violence. This is unacceptable. When a parent leaves their kids at school, the expectation is that they will be kept safe and protected. Currently, this is not the case for LGBTQ students. Please, I respectfully ask that the board remove Mr. Ashjian and make a strong message that intolerance, bigotry, and hatred has no place within Fresno Unified. Thank you for your time.
Bishop Westbrooks, Gerald Westbrooks, followed by Tanya Stokes.
Good evening to the board and to everyone here. I've heard the comments of the homosexual community. I can't say that BG stuff. I don't know what it means and how to say it yet, but I'm going to learn. I've heard some of the comments tonight. Bullying is going to always be here. You don't know what bullying is until you go through a cornfield and find one of your uncles hanging from a tree. That's bullying. I don't believe that Mr. Ashton's comments promote bullying. He was just making a statement. And I'm concerned about some of the decisions that the board has made on behalf of our children and our community. Some of our parents I've talked to, as a matter of fact, a couple of hundred this week, do not even know they can opt out of that teaching that you're promoting right now, or that you, by law, have to teach. And that's okay. It's okay for you to be a homosexual. That's your business. You will not. Let me make it clear. All 13 of my children have sit down and talked about this issue. You will not. I said you will not teach my children that mess. It's not going to happen. If that's what you want to do with your children, help yourself. But as for me and my house, we'll serve the Lord and the way He does things. And hundreds of other parents have not understood that they can opt out for their children. They don't even know what you're teaching them. I have seen some of the most beautiful stuff this evening about this board and this community. I'm proud to be a part of you. I love these kids, not just black kids, all kids. And they deserve not to be bullied by a segment of this society that feels that they are right. And neither do the homosexual community need to be bullied by us. But we need to find a happy medium, because this is not right. Parents do have a say in their children's future. I don't care how you raise yours and what the government says. I'm going to raise mine. I have 13 successful human beings that came from this unified school district. And I thank you for them and my 48 grandchildren that have graduated from you. I thank you.
Thank you, Bishop.
But you're not teaching them that mess. I'm not going to have it. God bless you all, and let's work together on behalf of these wonderful children that you've seen here tonight.
Thank you, Bishop
That
Westbrook.
you produced.
Tanya Stokes, followed by Kevin Vang.
I think we've heard several times tonight that Brooke Ashjian is a bully. Since December 12th of 2001, the FUSD policy states that the superintendent shall provide introductory and ongoing training to all school administrators, counselors, and support staff on addressing bullying behavior and methods for handling such behaviors in appropriate ways. It goes on to say, depending on the severity of the bullying behavior and the victim impact, an appropriate response by the district may include responding quickly, reassurance that this incident will be treated seriously, an investigation of the incident, a determination of a proper disciplinary course of action. The board has not taken these steps to lessen his victim impact. Why are the children of FUSD held to a higher standard than the board president? According to the Education Code 234.1, school staff who witness an act of bullying shall immediately intervene to stop the incident. And any employee who permits or engages in bullying shall be subject to disciplinary action, up to and including dismissal. Again, FUSD staff is held to a higher level of accountability than the board president. As there continues to be no agenda item added, we can only hope that this board is just patiently waiting out his term of tyranny and will cast their vote in December for another president, stripping this man of his position of a bully role for our children. You see, you have kids who are extremely moldable at this stage, and if you start showing them that bullying is okay, and Brooke has shown it's a very profitable way of life, then maybe you just swayed them to go that way. Bullies don't need encouragement. Just ask any one of these bullied FUSD students. Daniel Gutierrez, Chloe Ann, Bryce Barker, Sam Tith, Logan Praneda, Christina Parra, Alexander Salas, Winnie Romero, Athena Norris, Tristan Stokes, Ethan Trimble, Ash Newell, Jacob Dote, AJ Cervantes, Azur Lopez, Avalon Lone, Maxwell Ayer, Victoria Cook, Lita Ianes, Brianna Jones, Aliana Zapata, and Alex Huela were the children that stepped forward today in response to my post. Thank you.
Mr. Kevin Vang, please.